Caitlin Clark
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ.
After Angel Reese attempted the ultimate Caitlin Clark act that had the internet yelling, "Oh no," she didn't, Stephen A. Smith abruptly put an end to her ego trip as if it were a horrible reality TV episode. You're not prepared for this turmoil, so if you thought basketball drama peaked on the court, get ready, because Stephen had just turned the microphone into a flamethrower and Angel Reese might need aloe. What did she do?
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living you-know-what at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten to this point.
We have a lot of folks that have come to the defense of numerous WNBA players because they were pointing out, like, this has been going on before long and people are not hating on her. It's not about hating on her. It's that you feel she is getting a level of attention that you deserved and you warranted long before she ever came along.
Appeared with 4 points. That concludes the entire tweet. We're talking about the Sky v Fever game, where Caitlin, let's be clear, wasn't even on the court. Instead, she was on the bench, wrapped up like a mummy sipping Gatorade and watching the game like a proud suburban soccer mom. Despite this, Angel Reese managed to squeeze out a full 4 points as if she were on a scoring diet, and Caitlin Clark's absence somehow sapped the offensive life force out of her.
The new season tipped off this weekend with several marquee matchups on the slate. Most fans were excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese. It happened after this play when Clark slapped at the ball after Reese grabbed an offensive rebound.
I mean, how do you go into a game where the star player is literally icing her ankle on the sidelines and decide that, you know what, I'm going to have the worst game of my career today. Let's make it memorable. If that was a stunt to prove she was the anti-Caitlin mission accomplished, then Angel was out there putting up numbers so low that they should have been followed by a melancholy trombone sound effect. 4 points isn't a stat line. Rather, it's a cry for assistance.
Because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shit.
She appeared to be running cardio drills for 40 minutes at one point, and the camera caught her staring off as though she was thinking about pursuing a second career in reality television. The real stat is that even the commentators are trying to spin it like, well, she's contributing in other ways like what Morale Patters of Chicago will soon be available on a streaming service in your area. And let's face it, Angel Reese used to arrive with all the swagger, flawless nails, lashes, and untouchable attitude. But right now that stat line is giving me the creeps. Her entire performance screamed, I'd peaked in college, but this isn't the season she promised. This isn't the Bayou Barbie Dominance Tour. This is the Desperate Housewives of WNBA, and the Angels are holding the empty wine glass. Meanwhile, Caitlin.
Second of it. Your thoughts?
Oh, first of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level.
Internet Angel had the stage, the spotlight, the mic, the backup dancers, and still forgot her lines, and that 12 rebound flex. Listen, it's time to admit that not all rebounds are created equal. Angel out there rebounding like the ball insulted her mother. Stat padding has become her full-time job. She's boxing out players like she's auditioning for a CrossFit commercial only to turn around and throw up a shot like it's part of an abstract art project. At this point, she's just hoarding boards like she's collecting Pokemon cards, got to catch them all but never do anything with them. And now there are whispers, yep, those ominous sports whispers about her being bench dropped, forgotten. The WNBA is not high school, where you get a gold star for trying. If you're not scoring, you're sitting. And right now, Angel Reese's best contribution to the team might be her courtside fashion. If they start cutting minutes, she might want to check with the wardrobe department instead of the coaching staff. This is supposed to be her breakout season. The moment she puts all the critics to shame proves she's not just an attitude with no altitude, but instead she's turning into the player equivalent of a viral TikTok trend that fizzled out after 2 weeks. Remember the milk crate challenge? That's Angel's career arc right now. Started high, took one wobbly step, and now we're watching in slow motion as the collapse begins.
Elaborate a little bit more on that in just a second, but before I do that, I want to ask you your thoughts about apparently some racial animus that was thrown in the direction of Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have gotten involved, talking about they're going to protect their players at all costs. The WNBA has issued a statement saying it abhors and discourages hate of any kind, etc., etc. Your thoughts about it? Here's the WNBA statement. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Your thoughts about that element of all of this, where you believe it emanates from, and do you think it will ever subside?
Oh man, the latter part of that, Stephen A, is quite the thing to think on. I think when you go back to the impetus of the rivalry that we have between Caitlin and Angel Reese, I remember funny clips on the internet.
Internet Angel had the stage, the spotlight, the mic, the backup dancers, and still forgot her lines, and that 12 rebound flex. Listen, it's time to admit that not all rebounds are created equal. Angel out there rebounding like the ball insulted her mother. Stat padding has become her full-time job. She's boxing out players like she's auditioning for a CrossFit commercial only to turn around and throw up a shot like it's part of an abstract art project. At this point, she's just hoarding boards like she's collecting Pokemon cards, got to catch them all but never do anything with them. And now there are whispers, yep, those ominous sports whispers about her being bench dropped, forgotten. The WNBA is not high school, where you get a gold star for trying. If you're not scoring, you're sitting. And right now, Angel Reese's best contribution to the team might be her courtside fashion. If they start cutting minutes, she might want to check with the wardrobe department instead of the coaching staff. This is supposed to be her breakout season. The moment she puts all the critics to shame proves she's not just an attitude with no altitude, but instead she's turning into the player equivalent of a viral TikTok trend that fizzled out after 2 weeks. Remember the milk crate challenge? That's Angel's career arc right now. Started high, took one wobbly step, and now we're watching in slow motion as the collapse begins.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark, because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her comeuppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated, and that's unfortunate because we got some no good ass people in.
They desire to be seen. If this is her worst start to a season, it's not just a slump. It's a siren, and the WNBA doesn't do charity minutes. You don't get to coast on college clout. LSU highlights don't win games here, and the moment you stop performing, you become a bench fixture with amazing lashes and a motivational speaker. A leader is someone who shows up and shows out, not someone whose stat line looks like a lottery ticket that nearly won. Instagram bio: hustle, grind, be modest, girl. How about a score? You never know. When Stephen A. Smith saw that box score, he sighed dramatically and yelled into space while wearing his spectacles. 4 points, 4 points. He's already warming up the monologue somewhere. This young woman should realize that she's no longer in Baton Rouge and that he's not mistaken. Angel, it's like watching someone try to microwave a steak right now. It's confusing and upsetting, and the pressure isn't getting any easier. Reese needs to find her rhythm before that stat sheet starts to look like a post-it note. No one is expecting her to drop 40, but can we get a double-digit night? A moment of offensive clarity could be helpful. She is auditioning for a spot in the league rather than just playing basketball anymore. This isn't the NCAA, where everyone is yelling your name and every rebound has its own montage. They will bench you in the middle of a sentence at the WNBA. If your promo and production don't match,
This is only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot, every time the girl plays a game, she got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not, every single game, gonna revisit and retread this same tired-ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her, and they need to be thankful. They have been.
Now, Angel Reese has two choices. Either she literally and figuratively bounces back, or she becomes the cautionary tale that ESPN turns into a 30 for 30 special about what would happen if Angel never scored, complete with dramatic piano music and slow-motion clips of missed layups. The clock is ticking, the stage is still there, but the spotlight is shifting, and if Angel doesn't light it up soon, she won't just be off the court, she'll be out of the conversation. The man with the clipboard, the headset, and what appears to be a Rubik's Cube strategy for Angel Reese's positioning, he's been spinning her around the court like a bewildered game of Twister. Now you're a power forward. Now you're a stretch four. Now you're what even is that formation coach. But the worst part is that all of that tactical rearranging doesn't conceal the obvious fact that Angel Reese isn't performing. It's like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic and wondering why you're still sinking. Tyler Marsh could put her in the paint, the perimeter, and the parking lot. It doesn't matter if she's still out here with 4-point nights and rebound hoarding like it's her side gig. Then Houston, or in this case Chicago, we have a problem.
The Goose comes along, and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. Lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the #1 overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats.
In the meantime, Caitlin Clark has been injured, really hurt, and yet she manages to be the main character of the WNBA. She could be shooting baskets from a wheelchair while wearing a full leg brace, and she would still get more buckets and assists than Angel Reese did in the previous game. Even on her worst day, Caitlin would likely still contribute by dropping a triple-double to get even with the haters. Imagine this. Caitlin Clark returns from injury, rested, angry, and more fire in her than a dragon on espresso. When the ball lands in Angel Reese's hands, it's like clockwork, and the fans all sigh, cheer, and gasp in that heartbreakingly disappointed, "Oh God, not again" moment. Meanwhile, the sky is still wondering if Angel Reese will remember how to shoot a basketball, not even make it, just attempt it like she means it. It's not even subtle anymore. Sigh, as if they were witnessing someone repeatedly attempt to unlock an iPhone using the incorrect fingerprint. It's now considered performance art, and if your coach is actively changing your job during the season to explore what could work, that's never a positive indicator and isn't a coaching routine or growth method. It indicates that they don't think you can handle the fundamentals, so they're betting that if they move you around enough, you might just happen to stumble into success.
Ball. She balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table.
Let's refer to it as an angel. The WNBA doesn't need Angel Reese to be the rebound queen with a toddler-level scoring average. It needs leaders, bucket getters, and game changers, and right now, Angel is bringing vibes, not victories, and no, the sky will never be better until they address the angel-sized elephant in the room. You can't build a winning team around someone whose most consistent stat is public attitude. There are only so many I'm her tweets you can post before the box score begs to differ. Reese is underperforming, not adjusting, not developing, and not contributing in tangible ways, and every game she spends on the court, the hype machine did its job, and the media darling, the nil queen, the Bayou Barbie, and then the lights came on in the major leagues, and all of a sudden the glitter started peeling 4 points, and a highlight reel of missed layups. Let's face it, being overrated is beginning to feel like an understatement. It's not a hate speech, it's reality.
I actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
She's better at everything.
And
did a triple-double.
Yeah.
She's tied for the third most triple-doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Yeah.
At some point, you can't use Instagram filters to pretend to be a leader, so the squad must be tense as they watch her post pre-game selfies while they bear the real scoring burden. The court doesn't care how many followers you've got, it cares how many times you actually show up and do something, which Angel has it now. Imagine you're a young player on the Sky roster grinding in practice, getting 2 minutes of game time while Angel Reese plays 30 minutes of glorified cardio with 12 rebounds that led to absolutely nothing. That's got to be a morale killer. You're watching someone burn through playing time like it's Monopoly money. And all you can do is clap politely from the bench. The Sky front office has to be watching this unfold like a reality show. They didn't sign up for what if we bet the house on someone who peaked on TikTok. It's the kind of miscalculation that keeps general managers up at night. And Tyler Marsh, he's probably aging in dog years trying to figure out how to salvage this, cause at some point you have to cut your losses. You can't keep waiting for potential to show up like a delayed Amazon package. If Angel Reese doesn't figure it out fast, the Sky are going to have no choice but to prioritize players who actually produce. The league doesn't have time for redemption arcs with no redempt.
Unfortunately, it comes with the crown.
I got to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're being a little bit too PC. Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant.
It's like purchasing VIP tickets to a concert only to discover the main act forgot their lyrics. And let's not forget the fans who were sold the idea of Angel vs Caitlin fireworks rivalry ratings, only to have Caitlin carry the league narrative on one leg while Angel was out here running wind sprints disguised as professional minutes. The comparison won't even be funny anymore if Colleen returns and starts dropping on May 5th. 20 while Angel is still packing her rebounds like she's creating a personal museum. It will be tragic and serve as evidence that hype doesn't always translate into hard work. So, yes, the Sky won't get any better until they clean up this mess, which may require making the difficult decision. Perhaps it's time to admit that the Angel Reese experiment is failing until she quickly discovers her game. Otherwise, she will quickly become irrelevant and overrated.